Well, that almost worked like I wanted it to. Welcome back to the 82nd Legion. This is your host, the Captain, and we're back. We're getting a few things tidied up here real quick, and then we'll get our project out and scatter it all over the workbench while we get it put back together. I got my resistors in, and we got a new camera. Uh, it makes things a little bit easier. And it's got all kinds of neat little features. I like it. And it is up to 4K quality. I don't run it at 4K because, well, zoom features don't work. But it beats the Logitech that we had in its place on the last stream. So, alright, so let's fix this real quick. Copy your Twitch. Alright, that's updated. And if you're on the Twitch side,
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited ads.
uh-oh. Palp ain't working. What's going on? Streamer bot broken? And as soon as
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited ads. Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited ads.
Okay, whatever. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. And I think we're going to use Mod Podge to secure LEDs in place. We did get our Amazon order in that contained all the parts that we didn't have. So I got that worked out for us. And everything we're going to do is going to be contained inside that area right there. That's not a very big area. Actually, now that I see it, we need to turn some settings down in the old camera here. It's just a touch too bright. Not that one. That one. Properties. Figure video. Yep. I like that a lot better. There we go. Actually looks decent. Sweet. Oh, yeah, I guess. Do that. View. Docs. Chat. I'd like to actually see what you guys got to say today. Alright, so this party's about to begin. And one thing I'm going to do here real quick, we're going to pull up our resistor calculator. The battery we're going to try and use, it's a 1000 milliamp battery. And if not, I've got a 400 that'll work quite well. Our Bluetooth module and resistors. We're not going to use this many of them. It's just some of them. It was easier to buy them such as this than it was to pick them up in other ways. Shocker. To buy the singles I wanted was $20. To buy that whole box was $16. Yeah, I paid like 6/10 of a cent per resistor. And go pull up our calculator here. I'll see if I can post a link to it in chat. And I do all my voltage calculations. One ohm 1/8 watt resistors with color code of brown, black, gold, gold. Okay. And that was ledcalculator.net. This is where I got that information from.
ND Legion www.ledcalculator.net 82nd Legion www.ledcalculator.net.
Yep. Alright. There we go. And this particular project had previous sound and lights in it. And I wanted the sound to be a little bit better, so I bought a different Bluetooth module. And as far as lights goes, I didn't use any resistors and such the first time I done this. Highly recommend that you do, so you're not redoing it like I am here. And we needed some 1 ohm resistors. That's what I was looking for. I wonder if you two ever found what they was looking for. If you caught the joke, let me know in chat. These are in no kind of order. Yep, I'll sort these one day. Just won't be today. Well, we might at the end here, because we know this thing. I know this is going to take forever. Okay, so now sad that I almost need a magnifying glass to make sure these are what I'm. You know what? We'll just find out the hard way here in just a moment. I guess I'm gonna start seeing how this. Oh, that ain't gonna fit in there at all. And I know it ain't gonna fit under it. Yeah. Okay. So that battery was not gonna work. Not gonna do the trick. At least not in this project. Instead, we get that one out. And, okay, there's that. Well, we'll see where this goes here in just a second. For now, I don't need power on anything. And I'm not going to be afraid to solder to these contact points down here. I'm not afraid. I will solder to them. Those on the inside are a little more of a challenge, but I can remove that plastic. Yep. There's that. I know that'll. Okay, so that don't fit. As nice in there as I expected it to. Okay. See that I can never be afraid to make the change that you need to be. In this case, I need this battery to tuck in there right like so. Is it going to tuck exactly where I need it to? Or is it going to, are we going to get like a are we going to get a generous tuck or no? I mean, I have a little wiggle room, but not that much wiggle room. Okay, so that ain't gonna work. Can I mount that board? See, this is a different board and not what I designed it to fit. So it's creating issues because it isn't what it was designed for. If I'm gonna lose it on one side or the other. So if I remove these posts, and that right there, this board will sit flush right there, allowing the battery to lay in there. That is half of how this was secured. So if I remove these plastic pieces, yeah, that's the trick here, figuring out how I wish to modify these components. This is the important part of it. It all has to be mounted. And I'm just trying to talk through it like I normally would. I don't need that up right now. Be funny if I could put the second speaker in here. Actually, I wonder. Hmm. And that's a problem we'll figure out here in a minute, because I do have another speaker I can add with the one that's already on the inside. And we might accidentally go through and do some paint touch-ups and such. So how do I want to mount this board? Not much I can do to shrink it. I wish that port was USB-C. So that's the thinnest that board will get right there. Okay. So if I lose, so this is the sound or fire stream. I either get sound or I've created a fire out of all the components that I've laid out on my desk, which would be 6 LEDs, a battery, and a Bluetooth module. And when you need space, you make it. Oh yeah, that fits a lot better. So what I can do, hey, we're in mock-up phase. Piece of blue tack. Oh yeah, there's our well, trying to get y'all the information off that battery there. But it is a 502 530 format LiPo battery. 502 530. Okay. So the battery's just held in place with a touch of blue tack at the moment. Now, if I do this, those two wires run down and just directly touch that speaker port. Cut the leads off the top, or I really want the USB-C charging capabilities here. Part of what makes that great. There we go. And man, that right there is like the cleanest way of doing it. Aiming that down just a little bit. Okay. So, knowing what I know now, that comes out. And that works. I wish I had just a small piece of double-sided tape. That would be the perfect adhesive because I don't want to use super glue. Probably will though. Alright. Speaker wires. And wasn't going to do this, but I think I'm going to now. We'll just put a fresh one in its place. And we'll update some wiring and stuff on it while we're at it. You know, make it nicer. Oh, actually, you know, let's do a little fitment here. See if there's enough room to add one more speaker. Probably. Don't be afraid to just slice it and dice it. That'll fit. That will clear. Clears surprisingly well. Okay. Now, I guess There's our connectors everything came with. The battery connector that came out of it. Well, that just made things a lot more interesting. Okay. Well, and that's the way it fits best. It's probably the way I need to roll with it. There we go. That's the entire package right there. Uh-oh, we got ads on the way.
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited ads.
There it is. There we go. Now we got stuff working like it's supposed to. And, you know, I guess I just plug stuff in and see how far it bends over. Because I do like making stuff feasible to work on. Okay, so that. I gotta solder the power wires. But I think I can get by with it as the rest of them. Actually, I wonder. Don't do what I'm about to do at home, folks. I am a unskilled, non-professional hacker of sorts. We're just learning as we go. I may blow up my parts. If you follow what I do, you may blow up your parts. Reminder, I'm not responsible for decisions that you make. There we go. Now, if I take this, place it down on these guys right. Uh-huh. I think I can make that work. Because that puts me the same height as everything else over there. Let's put our sandwich together and see what we got. A sandwich that fits and all our wires. Now mind you, I was thinking about adding yet another speaker. And that speaker is going to have to reside right here. See what we can do. So this thing got even more complicated from the first time we done it. Really? Really, green screen? Why are you being like that? I'm not worried about it right now. Now this may cause interference, and I don't know yet. I haven't made it that far. May not make it work after all because of the pure lack of room that is to be contained within here within. If that clears where I need it to clear, that'll be the telltale. If it clears where we need it to clear. Yeah, no, it don't quite clear where I want it to clear. If I put it on that side, it does. But it makes it, well, I'm gonna be real. I shouldn't have to be in here to maintenance this thing ever again when I get done with it. But man, does it make it easy. Makes it easy. We'll circle back to the second speaker aspect of it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna circle back. Because, you know, we're gonna lose a lot of space to wiring here in a moment. And that's gonna get that's gonna become a handful once we start losing space to wiring. Because, you know, we've got a whole snake's nest coming out down here. Bundle of snakes. Give me that bundle of snakes. But I can roll most of it up and tuck it down here. And if I don't use one of these sets of speaker wires, I can remove it completely. Because nothing's permanent at this moment. Alright, so there's that. Let's get these LEDs in place. And then go to them. And then we'll circle back to the other part of that. Alright, so there's that and that. Mod Podge. Mod Podge. This new camera is totally messing with my green screen. Yep, shirt's probably not helping matters none. I guess we'll just do things a little differently here. Yeah, do them so much differently that I'll do it that way. Yep, I was. I don't like it. Just deal with the other part of it. And if these LEDs stay in place for the most part without having to and I'm just using my X-Acto to smear some glue on it. And if they're staying in place on their own, I'm not too terribly worried about it. On these, a little dab will do. And angle those to where they can come down. So I'm using some red LEDs for the main cab lights, and then some flickering orange LEDs for interior lights in the driver's compartment. Should look pretty good when we're done with it. Actually, should look awesome when we're done with it. Let's be real. We've done a little bit of it so far, and we've already had this thing up and going once. And over time, and just some bad decisions I made when I originally built it come back to haunt me. That's all. But we've lived and learned, and we're improving. So now that we got LEDs drying, give that a moment. Because we're going to feed voltage in. So we're wiring everything up in series. I'll have a single hot coming in on each side that's going. Yeah, I guess I need to start that process. Actually, I should find my wire real quick. If it's not buried in a pile somewhere. Pretty sure it is. Actually, I got the perfect wire for this gig today. Got some 020 or what is it? .047 piano wire. And that's what I'm going to use. Actually, probably don't need to use that because it's steel, not brass. It don't conduct electricity very well. And that makes better spring rod or torsion bars for slot cars. So what if I just need a foot of wire. What I need of a thin gauge wire. You know what? We're going to circle back to that in a minute. I'm sure it'll self-appear. It always does. Because I really like using thin gauge wire to just solder between points. And when I'm doing stuff like this, I'm not afraid to leave it all exposed. Because it's all insulated with the plastic within anyway. And do a little cleanup here, because like I say, this thing's been together once or twice per se in the grand scheme of things. I got a hold of that with a soldering iron apparently once upon a time. And this is also a classic case of don't be afraid to go back and redo something if you didn't like how it was done the first time. These kits are like $60 a piece, and the rest of the kit's fine. My electronics work was mediocre at best during that time frame. We've learned a lot. Okay. So, ground going out, ground going down this way, hot going that way, because we're going to run the hot wire straight across that top edge right there. You can also use little pieces of flat brass and do the same thing I'm doing here. before I'm gonna do something before I make a mistake. Well, I say I was gonna do something before I made a mistake. We're gonna carve a plus sign in. And normally I've got a paint pen on my desk. Any other day there's a paint pen. There ain't one today. Token tray. No paint pens. And we're just noting everything as we go here, because it's the smartest thing I can do. And I'm also taking and kind of marking each leg, marking a leg on some of these resistors, so I don't forget which one's which. No, we hadn't even done a test run on those yet. I probably should. So nobody ever said that how I do this is the right way to do it. I just get the job done. And with that, yep, I got it a little hot, but you really can't tell. Now, that LED pair is connected. So that one comes down, that one's going that way. So that's a ground. myself know where the resistor goes. Mark it LED. Since we're coming in positive in over here. Right there. Now, for the party trick, here we go. So that connection's made. So now, what we got here is we've got these connections made. We got to make the one from here to here, here to here. Try and use solid wire for that. Honestly, for simplicity's sake. Makes me wish I had some of my other modeling supplies out, because it'd make this task that much easier. It would make my task that much easier. Instead, what am I about to do? What am I about to do? What's wire quality in this? Better than what's in that, I'm sure. Guess we'll see what we get here in just a moment. And all I'm doing right here is seeing if I want to de-strand some of this and actually make wire to run between all this. And is it worth it? Don't know that. See, there's many ways to skin the cat in this issue, and I don't want to. And I mean, skinning it this way is just a way of solving the problem. No, never, sir. It will never be clean, Retro Red. Never. We both know the answer to this. We've tried. We've tried multiple times. And Palp's back again already. You know what? While Palp's here, I'm going to step away and find a piece of wire.
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited ads.
Okay. Yep. Oh, nobody misses anything while we got ads. At least I try to keep it that way. But you never know. We just try. And I found a piece of wire that'll work for what we're trying to do here. And all I want is something that's going to and since I know I need a second one to go across top on the other side. And they ain't gotta be perfect, they just gotta be close. And yeah, I'll deal with the rest here in just a moment. I'm not sure how I wish to route it. Flip our Apparently trying to put a hole through stuff that don't need holes put in it. Next thing's next. Let's prep these pieces. Are you really going to want to make me get the acid out after y'all? Can you connect like a piece of brass or a piece of copper wire? Just take solder. Can't you do that? Too nice for me to do that? Of course you're too nice for me to do that. Great idea, but not gonna work like I wanted it to. Now what? Now what do I do? What do I do? Wish I had that small wire that I have somewhere. Okay, so wire routing path figured out per se. Alright, that should be enough for a really thin wire to pass through right there. we go. Now, I can't open it up much here, and I know it. Because it's in the corner. I don't know the true thickness of the material. But we're going to open her up a little bit anyway. Try and make sure that there's enough room for something to pass through there. There we go. Notched and notched. So once we lay this where it goes, enough room there to pass what would be a small wire, I believe. And on this one, we're going to cheat it. Snip. Snip. Now, that should have gave us the room we needed to pass a wire. I don't know if y'all can. It's just barely there, but there's enough room to pass a wire under there, and that makes everything from here on out that much easier. Because on this back section, I can cut a notch anywhere back here. I'll probably just cut one on each side, and I can run my wires down, come through back here, back, down each side, and out the back. That made life a lot easier. That made life way, way easier. Now I just got to figure out my wire situation. That's what I got to work on. And we've even added a few new things to the stream as well. Channel points, whenever they finally come back live, I've added a few things.
I've got balls of steel.
Such as I got balls of steel.
Hello there.
I need a weapon.
Bunch of stuff coming up. wonder.
I need a weapon.
Okay, so that one didn't work. And okay, so it ain't working like I want it to. And I'm not willing to spend time to change it to make it work. Or is it working and I just can't tell? Yeah, it worked. I'm a Force Ghost now. Haha. Oh, so sometimes you just have to send out work to be done because you just don't have a printer big enough to do it. And then he reaches out and, you know, it's worth a laugh. And I think one of the next tables of terrain I do, I'm just gonna go ahead and go highly off topic here for a moment while I'm taking care of a thing or two. Um, it's a interesting situation for sure. Yep. There we go. I still hadn't. I guess I'm going this route. Was not the preferred. It's not the preferred method, but it'll work. To get what I gotta get done. Anyway. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna twist them together tightly, because it helps for working on camera. And then I've got some thin wire. I just gotta take a moment here in just a minute to go find it. I'll do that on the next ad break in about 6-7 minutes. We'll take a moment and there we go. 2 neat little strands of copper. So on the resistors, I can run those down and get them out where I want them, space-wise. So they're not as in the way, I guess you could say. And that hadn't turned off yet, so let's go turn it off real quick. There we go. Yep, well, whatever. It doesn't want to work. I'll figure it out later. For now, we're going to put stuff together. Yep. We're going to go ahead and put stuff together. Yep. Waiting on soldering iron to come up to temp. Surely this isn't aluminum or copper plated aluminum. But it's definitely not taking any solder. Yep. So that wire ain't doing exactly what we want it to do and may not use it because of it. Because if it's having a hard time taking solder, it means I'm probably not going to get a very good joint out of it. Is what that means. And I'm not using any flux because I don't have any that's not acid based. And acid based flux on this is just a recipe for disasters. We know it. We got ads in about a minute here. Just set that right there for a moment.
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited ads.
Alright, found what I was looking for. We're just gonna cut a full roll, a full. I'm gonna unwind a full spool, but probably ain't gonna use all of it. Oh, we might. This should take solder a whole lot better. A lot better. A lot better. That's like right on point with what I'm after. And I can hear you now. Yes, I'm aware that I'm connecting this wire to a wire that was labeled as a ground. And it's okay. I promise. It's okay. Remember that little notch that we cut just a second ago? Uh-huh. And we're going to leave a good bit of extra wire there. Now, I'm just going to keep. Voila. Boom. Wires and preview wires in place. Kick that out of the way. Know that that's coming down right there. Gives me plenty of room to mess with, I believe. Add an inch. And we're going to waste some here. There ain't nothing that you can do about it, honestly. It's just part of it. But what I can do is I'll go ahead boom, there's that. And Sometimes it's a little hard for me to on the Zoom and such. If I'm just let me know in chat, guys, and I'll make sure that anything that's not right gets corrected. In all honesty, that could have been a lot shorter. Because of that, sometimes things don't work like you need them to, so you gotta make them work. And for curiosity's sake, curiosity is gonna get me, aka the cat. Battery, yeah, battery. Yep. What better way to do this than to just do it? So, initial test. So we failed initials. That's okay. I mean, there's no guarantee that I had. I had what was needed and where I needed it, or I had all good connections. Boom. Now I know that ain't right. But I know what is right. This. I got nothing. I got nothing. When that right there should have worked. Okay. Failure live yet again. Oh, hell. Should work now. Those are spot on. Cool. So now, I guess, before I get monstrously carried away here, get this blinking blue light off my desk. Slide that out of the way. Okay, so that does prevent it from fitting as tightly up there as I would like it. So what can I do? Probably not much. But good news is the two that needed to work right there worked. So, and because I'm not teetotal savage, and I know how this stuff goes. Honestly, I do. I know how it goes. Gonna play this flame across this. And that'll hide the resistor in that joint, making everything a little bit better. Now I didn't do my you know, that's exactly what I wanted to clean up. But that was something that had to be taken care of. So that side's done. Let's go ahead and knock this side out. And a little more solder. And there we go. There's that. Our resistor.
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited
No, not Palp. Normally stop for ads, but we got heat in our hands. There we go. And our test for the red lights. Spot on. Works just like they're supposed to. So 4 of 6 LEDs are functioning. The other ones, I just need to put another ground on the one, which won't take but a second, because it gets a resistor, but I haven't done the calculations on it. So, I guess we'll do the calculations on it. So I've posted a link in chat. Alright, so get ready to put that in my ATST. Pull the one that's in there out. So we're going to use a 20 watt resistor, and it'll be, well, let's, may have to do this a little differently here. I am, because it's got me wiring them up in series, and I need them in parallel. $110 ohm for one. Okay, cool. So at least I know where I gotta go with it. Need 110 ohms of resistance here. Should have it, or should have something really close. $150, $91, $30, $330, $750K, 240, 820, 360, 68, 120. It's really close. If anything, they'll be a little dim. It's okay, if they're a little dim, they'll last a lot longer. 27, 75, 20, 310, 100. That'll make them a little bit brighter. 470, 680, 150K, 8.2, 68, 1.5, 22, 39, 47, 2K, 27. Now, if I don't have 110, I will use the 120. And I'll add the 110s to my list of stuff to get. Yep, I ain't stacking resistors. So to get the 120s and see how it works. Because I'm curious at this point to how it's going to work anyway. Boom. Like a glove. Shove this right in there like so. Actually, we'll do it this way. Now I should only have one light working here, but that's going to be my orange flicker LED. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Sign me up, Buttercup. Boom. That worked. So that side panel's ready for the next step. Let's go ahead and get this one there. Slide another resistor out. Boom. You know, we'll be like Emerald Lagasse here shortly. BAM! There we go. Now that one there is a for sure candidate for heat shrink because of how close it is to that extremely hot wire directly beside it. So we'll heat shrink both sides of them. And third, and we're just shrinking the length of them here. I don't accidentally want them to touch. There we go. That side panel is pretty much fully done. And you're probably asking, why didn't you just do the hot side? Because I didn't. And that's really the only excuse I have, is I didn't. I had another piece of heat shrink out, I thought. I know I did. I know I set a third out. There it is. Boom and boom. Okay. Man. Wonder if I've got it. So now the real test of did I get it right is with power applied to everything. Does it all work? So I should get two separate and we got all working LEDs. All three work on that side. Spot on. And if this side works, test out good, we can actually probably start on the assembly side of this. Which would be great. And test time. Do we get 3 LEDs? If so, we've passed. I just want to pass. I just want to pass. That should get me where I need to go. Three LEDs working. Yes. All right. Cool. Awesome. And for the moment, we're going to turn that off. 4 minutes till ads. Boom. Okay. That side's been fixed. I don't know that I'm going to get all of the speakers in here. And I know what you're saying, but you're covering stuff up. Yeah, you kind of have to. So now, we lay all this in the crevices and such that it lays in. Ground wires are going to roll out to the side. Those hot wires tuck in right there. We'll just lay all that off to the side for now.
Technicolor Palp has arrived with unlimited
No,
ads.
Palp, go away. I don't need you right now. Now, bonus points if I'd managed to run these hot wires long enough to come up and connect where I want them to. Bonus points if I did. But something tells me I didn't. Something tells me I didn't. Oh. Man, this thing's so much closer to done. So that red wire will reach. And that one reaches, but not. Oh yeah, now that's spot on. And that will be shortened up. And these will run directly to the switch now on the hot side. And on the ground side, almost want like a little ground bus. Be perfect. A bus for my bus. Yep, a bus for my bus would have been perfect. But I didn't get one. Oh. Ah! How long have we been going for? 3 hours. 3 hours. Man, ain't even gonna lie. Certain things are just so badass that you kind of want to see them before you really should. This is one of them. This is most definitely one of them. On the front of because I can means I probably should. And that is like spot on. I think I got it right on this one. No, I did there. There we go. Where's that battery at? Alright. She's alive. She's alive and well. Alright, let's see what it looks like once we kill some of the lighting, excess lighting around here. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. All the lights work in the weirdest of ways. That's a big relief. And I'm gonna take a few minute break here. Yeah, I need to take a break, and I'm going to. I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, like the McRib. We're back. Had to go stretch, take a moment. Now that I know all the lights work, that makes the rest of this that much easier. You know what I mean? You probably don't, but it really does make everything else that much easier. And I don't really want this thing coming apart. Actually, before we get terribly carried away, we got to check our fitment. Move our wires down out of the way. If it becomes a major problem, I'll just eliminate that peg. You know, I think this is the time that I seal this bad boy up for good in that area. So I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a gap right up here, but once you're on the battlefield, it'll be real. You're gonna be hard pressed to see it anyway. But I could put a magnet up front and solve that problem just as well. But that right there, that's the money shot. Yep. Now as this thing's gotten bigger, I've needed to adjust. Okay. Now, bonus points. And run ground wires out that way. See, even near the end of the project, you got to be looking at wire routing and where stuff's gonna wind up living the rest of its life. Because Yep, I think we're gonna, for now, we're gonna put this thing on one speaker. For now. Single speaker for sanity's sake. And I'm gonna try not to get a whole bunch of extra wire out of here. But I know I want a piece that I didn't cut, I guess. I don't know. But this is gonna go what I'm doing with this is going to be the wire that connects to the switch and sends power. Why did I do that? There's a reason why I didn't do that to begin with. Alright, so I guess let's get ready to make some connections here. I'm going to leave some extra slack in that particular hot wire because of what we got to do. Let's put a little solder on this wire. Fat fingers in tight spaces. Normally only means one thing. There's that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a long lead on the battery side. Because I think it's the smartest thing I can do. Okay. Yep. This right here should just about allow me to apply power and test with test my on off switch. And a few other odds and ends. And do I want to, trying to figure out where I want to hide these, put this ground wire bundle at. But if I connect that wire and that wire, and I plug in a battery pack, which I've set in, I have placed somewhere, and I don't know where I've placed it. Press F in chat to pay respects to my ability to lose stuff. Boom, 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 boom. There it is. Right under my nose. If it had been a snake, it had bit the ever-loving out of me. Alright, so we got a Bluetooth. I'll dig it. I dig it, I dig it, I dig it. That was just a little bit of foam that disappeared off the back of that, so I doubt that thing's hurt. Come on, boom. Disappear off there, piece of wire. Piece of wire! Well, there we go. So now, if I plug that in, and I do that, and we connect it to Bluetooth. Or power off, power back on. Come on, come on. Can I pair? Come on, come on. Just let me pair. Just let it pair. Just come on. Pair me. Come on, pair me. Good news is this is a really simple fix if it doesn't pair. Yeah. Okay, cool. most definitely am digging the digging this because everything's working now. Turn the music off so y'all can't hear it. Um, I'll do.
Kept walking home. I can handle myself. So said every fat girl in Hollywood.
Dig it. I dig it. I'll set the mic about camera height. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Thank you, Dragon Force, for not copyright striking stuff. I greatly appreciate that. Yep, that was that's the ticket right there. So now, what I got left to do here, I think we're gonna call it a stream for now because I got about an hour's worth of stuff I got to go do, and I don't want to just leave a be right back screen up for that long. Um, knowing that it all works, the switch works like it's supposed to. We got to hook up our charge port for USB-C charging. There's a ground wire right here to hook up. And once I hook that up, it is on. It is on like Donkey Kong. I reckon we'll go ahead and glue a few pieces in place and go from there. But for now, this has been your captain. This is the 82nd Legion, and we'll be back here shortly.